5 reasons you don't like being around people when you grow old. As we grow older, particularly past the age of 65, life takes on a new rhythm. The boundless energy that once fueled late-night gatherings, endless conversations, and bustling social events often fades, giving way to a quieter, more introspective way of living. This shift isn't about bitterness or disconnection. It's a natural evolution rooted in the realization that energy, both physical and emotional, is a finite resource. For many older adults, the desire to guard this precious energy reshapes how they engage with the world, leading to a preference for solitude or carefully chosen interactions over constant socializing. In youth, energy seems limitless. You might have thrived in the whirlwind of social events, managing relationships and responsibilities with ease. The cost of overextending yourself was often just a fleeting sense of fatigue, quickly remedied with rest or a strong cup of coffee. But as you age, every ounce of effort feels more significant. Socializing, while sometimes enjoyable, demands a substantial investment of energy. Every interaction requires active listening, thoughtful responses, empathy, and adaptation to group dynamics. The mental and emotional labor of navigating a lively family gathering where you're expected to engage with distant relatives, keep up with rapid conversation, and maintain enthusiasm can feel exhausting. Similarly, casual chatter at community events often skims the surface, leaving you yearning for deeper, more meaningful exchanges. These situations, once invigorating, now drain reserves you'd rather conserve for moments that truly matter. This shift isn't just about physical limitations, though aging may bring challenges like reduced stamina or sensory difficulties. It's about the wisdom gained through decades of experience. You've learned to discern which interactions uplift you and which leave you depleted. This understanding allows you to prioritize peace over performance, choosing quality over quantity in your social life. The world often equates busyness with purpose and sociability with happiness, but as you mature, you realize that true fulfillment often lies in quieter spaces, intimate conversations, solitary reflection, or simply being present in your own space. Solitude becomes a sanctuary, a place to hear your thoughts without the noise of external expectations. It's where you can reflect on your life's journey, cherish memories, and dream without interruption. This isn't loneliness, it's liberation, a freedom from the need to seek validation from others. However, this preference for solitude can be misunderstood. Friends and family may question why you're less social, leave gatherings early, or decline invitations altogether. Some may mistake your retreat for sadness or withdrawal, not realizing that your choice is about preserving your essence. By guarding your energy, you're not rejecting others, you're embracing yourself. This act of self-care is a quiet rebellion against societal pressures that demand constant extroversion. It's a recognition that your time and energy are too valuable to spend on interactions that don't align with your well-being. This wisdom also shapes how you approach relationships. You've learned that not all connections are equal. Like a gardener tending to a plot, you nurture relationships that bring joy and let go of those that feel draining or one-sided. The energy you invest in meaningful connections, whether with a close friend, a family member, or a kindred spirit, yields profound rewards. These interactions, though fewer, are rich with authenticity and fulfillment. By contrast, attending events out of obligation or engaging in superficial exchanges feels like a misuse of your limited reserves. Choosing to guard your energy is an act of self-respect, a way of honoring your boundaries without apology. It's about recognizing that your needs have evolved and that you've earned the right to prioritize what brings you peace. In a culture that often celebrates constant activity, this choice is revolutionary. It's a declaration that your energy, like your time, is a precious gift, one to be spent wisely on moments and people that enrich your life. As you navigate this stage, you create space for a life that feels authentic, grounded in the quiet power of choosing yourself. As the years accumulate, the tapestry of life weaves together moments of joy and pain, shaping how you navigate relationships. By the time you reach your later years, particularly beyond 65, you've likely experienced the sting of betrayal, the weight of unmet expectations, and the heartache of broken trust. These moments don't leave festering scars, but rather quiet reminders that trust is a precious commodity, one to be given discerningly. The shift toward caution in social interactions isn't rooted in bitterness or cynicism. It's a form of self-preservation, a wisdom earned through a lifetime of lessons that guide you to protect your heart while still cherishing meaningful connections. In your younger years, trust often came easily. You may have offered your heart, time, and kindness freely, believing in the inherent goodness of others. You poured energy into friendships, family bonds, or romantic relationships, expecting reciprocity and loyalty. But life, in its unyielding way, taught you hard truths. A friend who turned away in your hour of need, a family member who betrayed a confidence, or a partner who shattered promises. These experiences linger, not as wounds, but as wisdom. They shape your approach to relationships, making you more selective about who you let into your inner circle. This discernment is not about closing yourself off, but about valuing your emotional energy and guarding it with care. This newfound caution manifests in how you evaluate relationships. You've become adept at reading between the lines, noticing inconsistencies between words and actions. You no longer rush into connections or invest in one-sided relationships. Instead, you wait patiently for those who prove themselves worthy of your trust through consistent, respectful behavior. This restraint is a quiet strength, though it can feel isolating at times. The world often celebrates openness and vulnerability as hallmarks of a good person, but you've learned that not everyone deserves access to your heart. Some may see vulnerability as a weakness to exploit, and you've resolved to protect yourself from those who might misuse your trust. This guardedness can be misunderstood. Friends or family may perceive your caution as aloofness or distance, mistaking your selective engagement for a lack of care. They may not see the layers beneath the history of trust given and broken, the courage it takes to open up again after being let down. Yet, despite these challenges, you haven't abandoned the desire for connection. Deep within, you still long for genuine understanding, for relationships grounded in mutual respect and care. But this longing is tempered by wisdom. You know that not everyone has your best interests at heart, and you take your time to observe, listen, and wait. Rebuilding trust after it's been broken is a profound journey, one that requires both vulnerability and courage, qualities that grow more precious with age. When you find those rare individuals who respect your boundaries and earn your trust through consistent actions, the rewards are immense. These relationships, whether with lifelong friends, family, or new kindred spirits, remind you why it's worth taking the risk. They offer profound connection and healing, reaffirming the value of opening your heart, even cautiously. This cautious approach is not a barrier, but a shield, protecting your peace while allowing space for meaningful bonds. You've been burned before, but rather than fostering bitterness, these experiences have made you wiser. You understand the value of trust and the importance of giving it only to those who have earned it. In a world that often demands openness at any cost, choosing caution is an act of profound self-respect. It's a testament to your resilience, a recognition that you've walked through life's fires and emerged stronger, more attuned to what you deserve in relationships. By setting boundaries not as walls, but as gates for the deserving, you honor your past while creating space for authentic connections. This wisdom, born of a life well lived, allows you to navigate relationships with grace, ensuring that your time and trust are invested in those who truly matter. As you age, particularly beyond 65, your perspective on relationships transforms. The vibrant energy of youth, which once thrived on a flurry of social interactions and casual acquaintances, gives way to a deeper yearning for meaningful connections. You no longer seek the fleeting thrill of surface-level interactions. Instead, you crave depth, substance, and relationships that nourish your soul. This shift isn't about disengaging from others, but about prioritizing quality over quantity, seeking conversations and bonds that resonate with the wisdom and richness of your lived experience. In your younger years, social life often revolved around quantity, filling your days with gatherings, casual chats, and a wide circle of acquaintances. The act of connecting, even superficially, carried its own vitality. You might have enjoyed light-hearted banter about the weather or shared gossip about distant friends, finding energy in the buzz of social settings. But as life seasons unfold, you realize these exchanges no longer satisfy. Your life, now textured with joys, trials, and hard-earned lessons, demands more. Casual chatter feels hollow, skimming the surface of what it means to truly connect. You've mastered small talk, but it leaves you feeling unseen, unheard, and disconnected from the deeper questions that now occupy your mind. What gives life meaning? What have we learned? How do we make sense of the time we have left? This hunger for depth stems from a lifetime of experiences. You've lived through triumphs and losses, each adding layers to your perspective. You seek conversations that explore life's complexities, where vulnerability and curiosity create space for authentic connection. Yet, finding others who share this desire can be challenging. Many remain caught in the whirlwind of busyness, content with superficial exchanges that fill their days, but lack substance. They share anecdotes or trade opinions without revealing their fears, dreams, or reflections. You sense this reluctance to go deeper, and it amplifies your longing for connections that truly matter. The world often overlooks the wisdom of older adults, dismissing their insights or cutting their stories short. You may find yourself in conversations where your experiences are undervalued, your presence taken for granted. This can be disheartening, especially when you know the depth you have to offer. But rather than growing bitter, you grow wise. You recognize that not every interaction needs to be profound, yet you refuse to settle for less than what fulfills you. You seek out those rare individuals, a lifelong friend, a curious grandchild, or a kindred spirit who value your voice and meet you in the depths you crave. Solitude becomes a vital companion in this pursuit. When meaningful connections are scarce, you turn inward, finding richness in your own thoughts. These quiet moments allow you to revisit memories, contemplate your legacy, and savor the wisdom you've gained. This isn't loneliness. It's a profound connection with yourself, a space where you can reflect without the noise of external expectations. Yet, you remain open to others, carefully choosing interactions that align with your need for authenticity. When you find those rare conversations that feel like a meeting of souls, they remind you of life's beauty, reaffirming the value of depth in a world that often feels rushed and shallow. This shift reflects a broader truth. Aging brings clarity about what truly enriches your life. You protect your time and energy, investing them in relationships that offer mutual understanding and respect. The quantity of connections matters less than their quality. A single heartfelt conversation over tea, a shared laugh over a cherished memory, or a quiet moment with someone who truly sees you, these are the moments that sustain you. By honoring your need for depth, you create space for relationships that bring joy, understanding, and a sense of belonging. This wisdom, honed over decades, allows you to navigate life with grace, prioritizing what truly matters and letting go of what doesn't. In a culture that often celebrates the superficial, choosing depth is a quiet act of courage, a testament to a life lived authentically and with intention. As you grow older, particularly past 65, the dynamics of social interactions shift in profound ways. The lively gatherings and bustling environments that once felt energizing can become overwhelming, even daunting. This change isn't solely due to physical challenges like hearing difficulties or mobility issues, though these may contribute. It's a deeper evolution in how you experience the world and connect with others. Social settings take on a new weight, prompting a preference for quieter, more intentional interactions over the chaos of crowded events. In your younger years, socializing often felt effortless. You thrived in the stimulation of crowded rooms, engaging in overlapping conversations and maintaining a packed social calendar. The energy to keep up seemed boundless, and you may have relished the vibrancy of being surrounded by people. But with age, these settings begin to feel heavy. A crowded family gathering, with its rapid exchanges and competing voices, can leave you struggling to follow conversations or feeling lost in the noise. Community events, filled with surface-level chatter, may no longer spark joy as you crave deeper connections. The chaos of such environments to many voices, too much movement can be draining, making you yearn for intimate settings where you can truly engage. This shift is partly emotional. Aging often brings lost friends, family members, or a spouse whose presence once made gatherings warm and familiar. Their absence is keenly felt in social settings, where memories of their laughter or contributions surface, tinged with bittersweet longing. Facing these emotions in a crowd can feel raw, amplifying the desire for quieter spaces where you can process such feelings privately. Additionally, social settings come with unspoken expectations to smile, laugh, and appear cheerful, even when you're not in the mood. In a world that equates sociability with vitality, meeting these demands can be exhausting, especially when you simply want to be yourself without pretense. Aging also heightens your awareness of time's value. You see each day as finite, deserving of intention, and large gatherings often feel like an inefficient use of your energy. The noise, pace, and emotional weight of such events may not align with what fulfills you now. Instead, you gravitate towards smaller, meaningful interactions, a quiet meal with a close friend, a heartfelt conversation with a grandchild, or a moment of shared understanding with someone who truly sees you. These moments, though simpler, are rich with authenticity and connection. This preference for selective socializing doesn't mean you've turned away from community or relationships. On the contrary, it reflects how much you value them. You've become discerning, investing your social energy in interactions that uplift rather than drain. You're no longer swayed by obligation to attend every event or maintain every relationship. Instead, you prioritize those that feel genuine, letting go of connections that no longer serve your well-being. This shift is a testament to your growth, a recognition of what you need to feel whole. Yet, this change can be misunderstood. Others may see your reluctance to join large gatherings as withdrawal or disinterest, not realizing it's about preserving your peace. Invitations may dwindle as people assume you prefer isolation. But this isn't about cutting yourself off, it's about creating space for what matters. You've earned the right to choose solitude when it feels restorative, to decline invitations without guilt, and to seek environments where you feel comfortable and valued. The beauty of this stage lies in your deeper connection with yourself. Social settings may feel different, but this evolution allows you to prioritize your needs unapologetically. You've learned what fulfills you and what doesn't, and you're no longer afraid to act on that wisdom. In doing so, you cultivate relationships and experiences that truly enrich your life. This is not a loss, but again a quiet power in choosing connection on your own terms. As you navigate these later years, you do so with grace, guided by the understanding that true fulfillment comes from honoring your heart's rhythm, not the world's expectations. As you age, particularly beyond 65, time takes on a profound new significance. Each day feels both fragile and expansive, carrying the weight of your life's accumulated wisdom, joys, and struggles. This awareness reshapes how you choose to spend your time and with whom, prioritizing meaning over obligation. The endless social commitments of youth parties, casual meetups, and packed calendars lose their appeal as you focus on what truly enriches your life. This shift isn't about withdrawing from connection, but about embracing the freedom to live authentically, valuing every moment as a precious gift. In your younger years, time seemed abundant. You filled your days with social events, often attending out of habit or a desire to stay connected. The energy to juggle these commitments felt limitless, and external validation from a busy social life was a measure of relevance. But as you grow older, you measure time differently. Each choice to say yes to an invitation becomes a question of value. Does this enrich my life? Is it worth my energy, or is it merely an obligation? This perspective leads to a deeper appreciation for moments that align with your heart, whether spent in solitude or with those who matter most. Solitude becomes a sanctuary, not a retreat from the world, but a deliberate choice to spend time in ways that feel true to you. Quiet moments tending a garden, reading a cherished book, or watching a sunset offer fulfillment that bustling social events rarely match. These moments allow you to reflect on your life, contemplate your legacy, and find gratitude in the present. This isn't isolation, it's a connection with yourself, a space to savor the wisdom you've gained. You no longer feel pressure to prove your worth through constant activity or to seek approval from others. Instead, you trust your own instincts, finding confidence in your intrinsic value. This focus on time's preciousness also shapes your relationships. You invest in connections that feel reciprocal, grounded in mutual respect and understanding. A meaningful conversation with a lifelong friend, shared laughter over an old memory, or the quiet comfort of sitting with someone who truly knows you. These moments hold immeasurable value. Superficial relationships or fleeting acquaintances no longer hold the same appeal. You seek out those who have stood by you through life's ups and downs, recognizing that quality trumps quantity in the relationships that sustain you. However, this shift can bring challenges. Others may misinterpret your selective socializing as aloofness, assuming you've lost interest in connection. Invitations may dwindle as people mistake your choices for isolation, unaware that you're simply prioritizing what brings you joy. Yet, you understand that this isn't about cutting yourself off, it's about creating space for what matters. You've earned the right to say no without guilt, to choose moments that align with your values, and to let go of anything that feels draining or inauthentic. The richness of this stage lies in its freedom. You no longer feel bound by societal expectations to maintain a frenetic social life or conform to others' demands. Instead, you follow the rhythm of your heart, cherishing the time you have left. Whether it's a slow conversation over tea, a quiet walk with a loved one, or time spent reflecting alone, these moments are treasures. They remind you that life's greatest joys are often found in simplicity, in the small gestures of love and connection that resonate deeply. In a culture that celebrates busyness, choosing to slow down and prioritize meaning is a quiet act of courage. It's a declaration that your time, your presence, and your peace are too valuable to spend on anything less than what fulfills you. As you navigate these later years, you do so with grace, guided by the wisdom that time is a gift to be spent intentionally. By honoring your needs and focusing on what truly matters, you create a life that feels authentic, rich, and deeply satisfying, a testament to the profound truth that time, when spent wisely, is life's most precious treasure. As you journey through life, particularly past the age of 65, the impulse to step back from constant social interaction reflects not isolation, but a profound self-awareness. This shift is not a rejection of others, but a celebration of your own needs, a wisdom earned through decades of experience. Choosing solitude or selective connections over relentless socializing is an act of self-respect, a recognition that your energy, time, and presence are precious. In a world that often equates constant activity with happiness, this choice is a quiet rebellion, a testament to living authentically and unapologetically. Withdrawing from the social whirlwind doesn't mean you're antisocial or disconnected. Instead, it signifies a deeper understanding of what fulfills you. You've lived through joys, losses, and lessons that have clarified your priorities. You no longer feel compelled to attend every gathering or engage in every conversation out of obligation. Instead, you seek moments that resonate, whether it's a heartfelt talk with a close friend, a quiet moment with a loved one, or time spent reflecting alone. These choices reflect a commitment to quality over quantity, ensuring that your interactions and experiences align with your values. This self-awareness empowers you to set boundaries without guilt. You've earned the right to say no to invitations that drain you, to leave events early, or to embrace solitude when it feels restorative. Society may misinterpret this as withdrawal, but you know it's about preserving your essence. By guiding your energy and time, you create space for what truly matters: relationships that uplift, moments that inspire, and a life that feels true to you. This is not selfishness, but self-care, a powerful act of honoring your needs in a culture that often demands extroversion. Living authentically in later years means rejecting external expectations and listening to your heart. You've learned that happiness doesn't come from a packed calendar or widespread popularity, but from connections and pursuits that bring peace and joy. A single meaningful conversation can outweigh a dozen superficial exchanges. A quiet evening alone can be more fulfilling than a crowded event. This wisdom allows you to navigate life with grace, choosing paths that reflect your truth rather than societal norms. To maintain balance, focus on relationships that nourish you, even if they're few. Communicate your needs to loved ones, explaining that you value quality time over frequent gatherings. Embrace solitude as a space for growth, whether through reflection, creativity, or rest. Stay open to new connections with those who share your values, and practice self-compassion, reminding yourself that your preferences are valid. These steps ensure that your choices enhance your well-being, fostering a life rich with meaning. This stage of life is a gift and opportunity to live with intention, free from the pressure to conform. You've earned the right to prioritize your peace, to cherish moments that spark joy, and to let go of anything that doesn't serve you. By doing so, you set an example for others, showing that it's possible to age with grace and authenticity. Your decision to step back from the noise isn't about avoiding people. It's about embracing yourself, honoring the person you've become through a lifetime of experiences. In a world that often celebrates busyness, choosing a slower, more deliberate path is courageous. It's a declaration that your life is too valuable to be spent on anything less than what brings true happiness. As you move forward, do so with confidence, knowing that each choice you make, whether to connect deeply, to savor solitude, or to simply be, reflects a profound wisdom. This is your time to live joyfully, authentically, and without apology, guided by the truth that a life well lived is one that honors your heart. Let this be your legacy, a quiet, powerful testament to the beauty of choosing yourself, creating a life that radiates peace, purpose, and profound fulfillment in every precious moment. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.